I know some people are probably like, why haven't you spoke about this? By now, surely you must have heard. And it took me some time before I actually wanted to, speak on it. It was quite disturbing. And then it was perplexing. Now lastly, it kind of wasn't surprising. Not at all. If you don't know what I'm talking about the, the Japan Joker Massacre. It recently happened this past Halloween. Apparently, an individual dressed like the Joker boarded a public transportation vessel in Japan, commonly used like a rail or a train. I'm trying to describe it to people who don't know what the Japanese rail system is. And this individual was sitting all by himself, dressed in like the Joker. And all of a sudden, he pulled a knife out and just started running through the train, stabbing people and attempting to kill as many people as possible. Now, Japan has a reputation for being, a very peaceful society. Very stressed, hardworking, technological, but almost kind of robotic in nature. Very peaceful. But Japan also has a wild side. I mean, you have anime, which is nothing but, over exaggerations of things that, are not necessarily the best of habits to have, so to speak. So you have Japan known for anime, which I think even if you're not a fan of anime influences so many things in our society that you would be hard pressed to say that just because you don't read anime comic books, you're not a fan of anime. Animation, cartoons, literature, all of that can be anime. So don't get narrowed down into the comic book scope of it. And you also have Japan known for, its parties. I mean, who could forget Alone in Kyoto? You're trapped in Japan. You're trying to get out. Lost in translation. You got karaoke all night long. Some of the best karaoke singers in the world are undiscovered currently in Japan, in apartment complex buildings, tiny ones, very, very tiny apartment complex buildings. But they're the best karaoke performers on the planet. Because they actually practice shit. They perfect it. I guarantee you, it's true. It looks like the Joker was very isolated. So, usually when they say this is an isolated incident, when you hear that terminology in America, generally speaking, it's probably not an isolated incident. There's probably a whole bunch of incidents, either just like that or fixing to happen. But in Japan, this is very, 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 very infrequent. But it does happen every once in a while. in the Japanese society. So you have to, well, try to figure out why. And generally speaking, it usually looks like it goes back to something known as isolation. Now, you say, what's isolation? I know, you're thinking, if something is off by itself, it's isolated. Yes. And also no. Something can be off by itself and isolated, but around other things, that's not technically isolation. Technically speaking, isolation is when you're by yourself and there's nothing else around. And that's the situation that we're looking at when we're talking about the Joker. Now, was that always the case? Apparently, under some investigation, it looks like that wasn't always the case with the Joker. It looks like the Joker, did have a subset of people, maybe through loose affiliation, who knows, but this Joker knew. But for whatever reason, communication was dropped. Now, let's go to what the Joker did. They board a train. Why a train? You gotta think. What's important about a train? And this Joker, what was I? Who should have started assuming something? This Joker was by himself. Why? Why the Joker by himself? Now you say, it's Halloween. Yes, it's Halloween. But a Joker on a train by himself is even out for Halloween. My first thought is, I'm like, wait a minute. This is not some young person. This person is an adult. And there are certain kinds of behaviors that stand out. I mean, if you do certain things in the society, certain things stand out. This person, was on a train, dressed like the Joker. Late at night. Halloween is sort of kind of over after a certain time period. A lot of people are weighing in about what they think the issue is. I just think it was isolation. But some people are overreacting. They're saying, oh, it's the culture. It's the society. We don't know. It's tragic that it happened. It's no joke. And sadly, I hope that this Joker is not remembered. We don't need people wanting to spoof this or copycat this shit. Don't do that. Let this joke rest in peace. What the Joker did was wrong. Japan knows it's wrong. The citizenry knows it's wrong. The Joker knows that it's wrong. Let this joke die in peace. No copycats of the Joker. No. No. We have to have a more balanced society. You see, the Joker was miserable. And that's no joke. Yes, isolation is tough. You don't have to be miserable in isolation. You can have fun. The Joker wasn't having any more fun. But why didn't the Joker just, well, tell a joke itself for the final time? Why bug other people? See, that wasn't a funny joke. Don't believe it. And rest in peace to the victims.